This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Call Allah, Yahweh, Bashim Yoshai, all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yoshai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of GMS, that do teach well and have taught me this truth. To you I say Shalom, and Shalom unto the hopeful elect. Kwame Ashala and Abba Ball. We're almost out of here. So I just want to shed more light on Revelation 13 and 15, going into, as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And that's what's going to happen. If you're against the NWO, the MOTB, the New World Order plans, if you're against the elites, the shadow government, the Illuminati, the Masons, you will be put to death. Right? And I just want to go into a book that sheds more light on this, on people being killed, because over the years there have been a lot of men in high-ranking positions who were killed for exposing the NWO and certain banking families, right? So I want to go into that a little bit more because it's true, and the scriptures, it's on point, man. It's on point. And this book that I'm about to go into, which is called En Route to Global Occupation, backs up what the scriptures is saying, or this precept is saying. All right, so let me get it. Let me get it right here. I'm going to pull it up. So this is, I'll read it. Look at the title. En Route to Global Occupation. A high-ranking government liaison exposes the secret agenda for world unification. Gary H. Cobb. That's who wrote it. All right, so we're going to start on page 17 here. Page 17. And it says, in the 70s and 80s, Congressman Larry P. McDonald would be the one to spearhead efforts against the NWO. In 1976, he wrote the introduction to the Rockefeller File, a book exposing the Rockefellers' financial holdings and secret intentions. The book revealed that the Rockefellers had as many as 200 trusts and foundations, and that the actual number of foundations controlled by the family might number in the thousands. Such control is possible because Rockefeller banks, such as Chase Manhattan, have become the trustees for many other U.S. foundations as well, possessing the right to invest and to vote the stock of these institutions through the bank's trust department. McDonald warned the American public with the following statement: the Rockefeller File is not fiction, which a lot of people think it is. You know, back then especially. Hold on. I don't know why I did that. Okay, Slack. It said, it is a compact, powerful, and frightening presentation of what may be the most important story of our lifetime. The drive of the Rockefellers and their allies to create a one-world government combining super capitalism and communism under the same tent, all under their control for more than 100 years, since the days when John D. Rockefeller Sr. used every devious strategy he could devise to create a gigantic oil monopoly. Enough books have been written about the Rockefellers to fill a library. I have read many of them, and to my knowledge, not one has dared reveal the most vital part of the Rockefeller story, that the Rockefellers and their allies have for at least 50 years been carefully following a plan to use their economic power to gain political control of first America and then the rest of the world. Do I mean conspiracy? Yes, I do. I'm convinced there is such a plot, international in scope, generations old in planning, and incredibly evil in intent. McDonald's warning was written on a congressional letterhead dated November 1975. During the years that followed, frustrated by the media's refusal to report his findings, he began to take his message to streets by speaking out against these forces publicly throughout the country. McDonald's courageous efforts, however, came to an abrupt end on August 31st, 1983, when he was killed aboard the Korean Airlines 007. Funny thing, they say 007. You know, 007 really means 7, which is completion. But it's funny. You know, that's some secret agent hit, man. 007, bro. Some MI6 shit. But what a coincidence in that number, too. You know, just thinking about it. Anyways, man, it says, flight which accidentally strayed over Soviet airspace and was accidentally shot down. Media reporting on this event was scant and short-lived, and as a result, the incident was soon forgotten, even though his activities were widely known among the media and on Capitol Hill. Not a single mention was publicly made about the fact that McDonald had been heading a congressional effort to expose what he called a dangerous international conspiracy. Had this fact been made known to the American people, it would have completely altered the way in which we viewed this incident. The chance of a U.S. congressman being aboard a commercial airliner shot down by the Soviet military is less than 1 in a million. Depending on the variables entered into the equation, it may be closer to 1 in a billion. Yet we are expected to believe that it was a pure coincidence, just as we are supposed to believe that the recent deaths of Senator John Hines and former Senator John Tower in 2 separate plane crashes were a coincidence as well. Tower had been an outspoken critic of the Eastern establishment, a term frequently used by conservative lawmakers to describe one-world interests. Although Tower had himself been associated with various one-world organizations, he also had a strong sense of right and wrong, particularly on matters concerning our national security. So yeah, he had a conscience, and then he's like, oh, this is not right. I don't want to do this anymore. So he knew too much, and then they just killed this guy. Right? Because he was showing signs that he was against the order. So they got to get rid of you. And that's what they do. Right? So anyways, it says, and was known for bucking the tide. This backfired when certain members of Congress loyal to the One World cause banded together against him in a smear campaign, resulting in the denial of Tower's confirmation as U.S. Secretary of Defense. Outraged over the undocumented allegations made to slander his name, Tower set out to write a book telling his side of the story. His controversial book, which heavily criticizes his adversaries in Congress, was published recently. His plane crash on the 5th of April, 1991, came shortly after the book's release. One more, last one. One day earlier, the 4th of April, Senator John Hines died in a fiery plane crash near Philadelphia. The plane's landing gear had suddenly malfunctioned. A helicopter was sent up as a result, allegedly to check out the gear, only to end up crashing into the plane itself. 2 freak accidents in one. First, the landing gear fails, then the rescue aircraft slams into the plane. Hines and Tower had both been members of a prominent One World Society known as the Council on Foreign Relations. They had also served on powerful Senate banking and finance committees and knew a great deal about these matters. Could they have known too much? Although accidents do happen, how much longer are we supposed to believe that all of these are mere coincidence? Since the earlier death of Congressman Larry McDonald, Senator Jesse Helms has led efforts to expose the plot. Thus far, nothing has happened to him. I am sure he would appreciate the prayers of America's Christians for his safety. So that shows you, man, Revelation 13 and 15 is on point. As usual, the scriptures is always on point. But it shows you the secret council, pursuant to Psalms, the 64th chapter, will kill anybody that gets in its way. From them establishing the NWO. And you saw that, man. These are congressmen. And they were a part of a serious order. Right? It tells you they were down with the game at one point, but then they bucked up against it and they killed them. So nobody's really safe. It doesn't matter how much power you have. You'll be killed. So I'll read it again, Revelation 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Beautiful. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And they want you to take the mark, which is the charagma, which is the MOTB. And funny, Elder Apostle Tahar earlier today posted a video, breaking news. Now Vocab Malone is now teaching that MOTB is the chip, right? So the information is out there, and they're gonna go after the men too that are on the highways and byways teaching this, right? So we're not exempt from getting killed too if the Lord plays that out, right? It's really up to the Lord if he wants us to survive it or not. But anybody that speaks up against this system, your life is at risk. So you're putting your life on the line. Anyways, man, let me get another one. This is Revelation chapter 9, verse 20. And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils and idols of gold and silver and brass and stone and of wood, which neither can see nor hear nor walk, neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts. And that's the elites, the secret council of the wicked that is going to escape the destruction. You know, after everything plays out, they're not going to repent. After they see this world get blown up, when they go into their bunkers, they're not going to repent. They're definitely not going to repent of all the murders they committed, and especially when it came to bringing forth the NWO, right? Nor of their sorceries, because it took a lot of sorcery, it took a lot of witchcraft to get where they're at. Conjuring up demons, saying spells and stuff like that, performing spells, performing enchantments. Nor of their fornication. Yeah, fornication, even spiritual fornication. Nor of their thefts. Yeah, and they stole a lot of things. They stole a lot of things, man. They were very covetous. They stole economies. They stole countries. They stole people's lives. The whole 9 yards. They stole everything. They stole the whole world. They're not going to repent of that. They have to pay. So this is Revelation chapter 20, verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Hamashiach Yahushai, and for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads, or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Yahushai 1,000 years. Yeah, and I just want to talk about, go into the ones that were beheaded. Those were the ones that stood strong for the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that died. And the people that, and they were the ones that didn't get caught up with worshiping the beast system. They were out there protesting, and they were pretty much against the NWO, and they were exposing the NWO. So some people are going to be killed for that, but they're going to reign with Yahushai for 1,000 years, and that's going into the kingdom, right? So I'm just using this as an example to show you that, you could lose your life for serving the Lord and going against the NWO as well. It could happen. So this is Revelation chapter 19, verse, let's see here, verse 20, because these wicked men, they have to pay for what they have done, and Yahushai, he's going to destroy them. He's going to destroy them. Anyways, it says, Revelation chapter 19, verse 20, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, going into the Roman Catholic Church and the Pope, the beast, right? NATO and the EU, right? NATO and the EU, which starts with America. America controls the beast and the men that are in control of that organization, right? So it says, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast alive into the lake of fire, burning with brimstone. And the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse, which sword proceeded out of his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh. That's right. That lake of fire is burning with brimstone is talking about nuclear destruction, ICBMs, hypersonic missiles, destroying this place, taking down this system, taking down these wicked men that has set up this order. And verse 21, Yahushai is going to get busy, man, and start killing the remnant. All right, so I just wanted to bring this out, just extra precepts. They have to pay for their crimes. They're not going to get away for their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. That's not going to take place. That's really for Israel. That's why we read earlier in Revelation 20, they're going to reign with Yahushua for 1,000 years. Then after that 1,000 years, they're going to be translated, beamed up, and they're going to be brought back down. Right? So that's forever. You're never going to die. You're never going to die when you go into it. All right. So anyways, man, with that, hope this was edifying. Till next time, just want to give all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of GMS. To you I say Shalom, and Shalom unto the hopeful elect. Kwame Yashala and the Baba Ball. Shalom.